They will be handled. People have a lot of concern about it, but I think they will be. As Babar is growing up, and he perform not only in the one days and T20, he perform everywhere. So I think they will be handled with these kind of condition, and I think Pakistan is in a good shape as well. So I think this will be nice series.
England's cricketers getting up for a two-test series against Pakistan, with the first test taking place at Lord's. Pakistan bowler Mohammad Amir has passed the late fitness test. He'll be unleashed on the home side when the action gets started on Thursday. In from the cold is a gentleman you'll see there. Batsman Josh Buttler. He'll play in his first test for the national team in a year and a half. Butler's been describing his recall as another debut. England, of course, will be wary of a Pakistan team that has enjoyed an unbeaten run against county opposition on tour, and a win against Ireland, the inaugural test, of course, last week. Let's talk to Lina Aziz, senior analyst at PTV, cricket expert as well. Always good to have you on the show, Lina. Mohammad Amir back at Lord's. Give us some context around the controversy in his return to that venue.
Well, Mohammad Amir, when, in 2010, when that controversy with the spot fixing happened, it happened at Lord's. So once he made his return, last time he played in Lord's, of course, he was very nervous. There was some booing going on. And for a young man to come back and, in those circumstances, never easy. But it was great, he bowled well. He was unlucky that a lot of chances were dropped by the wicketkeeper and then the slips, but he played well. He took control of his nerves. He was pretty stable, and as a young man, I thought he did well after the time he'd spent in jail and those terrible circumstances that he was after the spot fixing and at the same venue. So considering all that, I felt he did really well, and for a young man to take control of his nerves and all the experiences, the bad experiences, and then to come and perform and bowl well and face the crowd and the British crowd. It wasn't easy, but I felt he did really well there.
Amir, though, isn't as fast as he used to be. Hey, Lina, so are we seeing the end of Amir in this format of the game?
Well, he's been issuing some really strange statements also that he'd need to, manage his workload and maybe the rotation policies. But all that is not all that wrong. I don't see the end yet, but I agree with him that, if he's bowling in all three formats, which is the T20, the one-days and the test matches, his shelf life wouldn't be that long. So the Pakistani management would have to manage him in a way that they could get the best out of him. And I believe the best format that Pakistan need him in is the test cricket. It's test cricket, and after that maybe one day. So he will have to. They will have to manage him. But I don't see the end yet. I think he's he's one of the main bowlers this series. Pakistan's got a good bowling lineup. He's well supported by Abbas and Hassan and Rahat Ali and all-rounder Fahim Ashraf. But he's one of the main bowlers. I would agree that he's not as fast and perhaps not even swinging the ball as much. But come the Lord's Test match tomorrow, let's see what he does. He's got quite a bit of bowling behind him. He's been playing for Essex in England, which is great. That kind of experience is always great. And then he bowled a long spell against the Irish just a week ago. So I think he's in good frame of mind. He's in good rhythm. He did have some injury scare, but that's now off. So he's not fully fit to bowl. But for me, the biggest thing is not so much his speed, but if he manages to swing the ball the way he was in 2010. According to Amir himself, he feels the wickets have changed since 2010, and that is why he's not swinging the ball. But let's see what happens tomorrow. Swing for me is the greatest asset a bowler could have.
Lena, let's talk about the Pakistan team for a moment, because they've had a good warm-up in preparation for this test, unbeaten against the county sides. We remember last week they beat Ireland in that inaugural test as well. What are the expectations from Pakistani fans going into this first test?
Excellent question, because you see, Pakistan and England have had, they have this whole thing of some great test series in the past also. It started from the day, I mean, in 1950s when Fazal Mahmood, our great fast bowler, in Oval, he got 12 wickets, and in next day, the English paper published this headline called England Fuzzled. So then after that was Imran Khan, then Wasim Akram, Waqar Yunus, Shoaib Akhtar. So England and Pakistan have had some great series, and Pakistan is one of the only teams in the world, except Australia maybe, who've done really well in England. Against them, we won 10 or 11 series. Out of those 10 or 11, 4 or 5 have been in England. You know, those conditions when the ball is swinging, in England's own backyard, it's not easy to win. In last series, you know, when Misbah was captaining Pakistan just a couple of years ago, Pakistan drew the series. So, you know, drawing in England is also like winning. But talking about this team, it's inexperience. There's no Misbah, there's no Yunus. There's going to be the swinging ball, there's going to be Anderson, there's going to be Broad and company. And, you know, the ball is going to be swinging. It's the Duke ball which is going to swing. It's not a Kookaburra. So Pakistani batting has got to survive. It's an inexperienced batting, young players, just Azhar Ali, Asad Shafiq and Sarfaraz, the experienced ones. Rest, Babar and, of course, Imam and Fakhr, if he plays, they're all inexperienced. But the fact is that they're a good batting side. And now with, you know, Fahim Ashraf and Shadab, they've got some depth also. So the batting, if they get 300 runs, they would have done their work. But the main thing will then be when the bowlers come, and I have full faith in the Pakistani bowling lineup, even this one, which is inexperienced, is Amir, the experienced one. I have full faith in them, but I'm very, very sort of conscious and worried about the fact about the catching. The catching, I feel, is going to be the key in this team's young inexperienced team's success. If the Pakistani team can catch well behind the wicket, Sarfaraz, the keeper, and the slips with him, Sarfaraz has been dropping a couple of catches every test match, so I feel that is going to be the key. The young team, it looks good. It looks in good shape. I mean, they played well against Ireland. They were in difficult circumstances. They did well. But then, you know, catching for me is going to be the key, and how the batsmen play Anderson and that length and the Duke's ball and those conditions.
It feels like we're in for some interesting cricket. Appreciate your insights, Lina Aziz, cricket expert. Thanks a lot.